There's a laundry list of intriguing Maple Leafs entering the 2025-26 season. I'm sure Cowan will be on your list, but we've put together individual lists of 5 players we're looking at, are intrigued by as we head into 25-26. You want to start us off with your list here, Rosie?
Yeah, well, we were just talking about him. When I think about camp and like, what are things going to look at? Easton Cowan pops into my mind pretty immediately. I want to figure out where this guy is. I want to see what his confidence level is. I want to see his work ethic. I want to see the snarl. Like, does he? It's kind of tough to play in the O. You're the big fish in the small pond. He wins the Memorial Cup. He wins the MVP. You're the stud around there. You can have the swagger. You can run your mouth. You can be the big dog in the scrums, and you're kind of the big man on campus. Some guys have no problem stepping into the NHL. I've always been impressed by younger players that just step into the NHL seamlessly, like the Shen brothers. I've asked them, I'm like, are you just like naive to what's going on? Like you just do it like it's another day at the office, and it's just such a big thing to me. I put the NHL on such a pedestal that it was difficult to like wrap your head around the fact that I belong here, I can play here. And it's always interesting to see these prospects like in Easton Cowan and how they go about that. I hope this kid's working his nuts off. I hope that he's ready to bang and crash and play like a dick out there and like rub some people the wrong way and ruffle some feathers. I hope he's got confidence coming out the wazoo. And with how his season ended, he should have confidence. He's done really well. He's kind of left the hiccup that was the World Juniors, where things didn't go very well for him personally or for the team. He's kind of left that in the rear view and put a cherry on the top of his junior career with what he did at the Mem Cup. So he stands out to me as like, what's this guy gonna do? And I hope that he's popping off the page and standing out to everybody and earns a place on that team and can contribute right away. Again, that's a lot to ask. I don't have the expectations that he's going to do that, but obviously that's the best outcome you could ask for him coming out of training camp.
Who else do you have on your list? 4 other guys we need here.
Austin Matthews, to me, man, obviously he's the big dog on this roster. A lot of buzz about Marner and everything recently, fine, and he's kind of gone, quiet a little bit. But when you're thinking about this season, I mean, I just can't help but think back to the end of the season and the playoffs. Like his shot wasn't there. I wouldn't normally say that about a player, like his shot's not there. Like, what are you talking about? But visibly couldn't shoot the puck very well. Like I think the stat was like he was missing the net more than he was hitting it, or he was missing the net at a percentage higher than anyone else in the league, which he's like a generational goal scorer. So that's a bit of a problem. I'm really curious to seeing how he looks. How dynamic does he look? I mean, I understand that training camp and preseason games aren't exactly full throttle for a player at his caliber, but as the season starts, I want to see if that guy's healthy. I want to see if he's got his fastball type of thing. Next guy, Max Domi. I don't know why, but he just keeps popping out to me. Like we got Max Domi, and I was happy to get him, and I like how he has different facets to his game, where he can jump on the big line, he can finish a play, start a play. He's got the skill, but I want to see him play like a Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand's at the top of Mount Rushmore when it comes to a skilled player who can affect a game with a big goal or affect a game with some extracurricular stuff or piss everyone off or get people off their game or bang and crash or do some dirty arts behind the scenes, like that kind of thing. I want Max Domi to take a big step this year in being that guy. I want him to have swagger. I want him to be cocky. I want him to piss people off. I want him to play like a rat sometimes. I want him to bang and crash. If he has to scrap and chuck him with somebody, great. Like just be everywhere and then get on the score sheet once in a while. Like I just want his game just to elevate because I know he's capable of it, but like last year in particular, I didn't see enough of it. It's like he wasn't concentrating on all the facets of the game. He's just out there trying to score every shift. And it's like, you can do more out there. And I think that the other side of the game that I do think he's capable of bringing, I think it's going to be really valuable to this team this year.
Tighten up that core. I know what you're saying. So far you got Cowan, Matthews, Domi. Who are your last 2 here?
Matthias Machelli, I want to see what this kid's all about. I mean, I think he's like 0.6 points a game in his career so far, playing on, some shitty teams as well. I think the only time he played a full season, he just about had 60 points. We know he's got good vision. We know he's a disher. And I'm interested to see what he looks like. How does he fit in Toronto? How does he handle the big stage and the reporters and all the bullshit? Can this guy make an impact in the top 6? I'm interested to see what he looks like. Last one, Scotty Lawton. I want to see,
Ooh, I
I
like it.
think to his own account, he told me personally, he's like, man, I'm overthinking things. So excited to get Toronto. It was a dream of his to play for the Maple Leafs. And when you get dealt midseason or trade deadline and you come in, it's kind of a whirlwind. You don't have time to process it. You don't have time to kind of wrap your head around things. It's just a whirlwind of craziness. So he's had an off season here to wrap his head around it. He's going to come into camp like pretty focused, I would imagine. And I want to see him play at the top of his game in that bottom 6 and kind of have a leadership role of what that looks like when his line's called to throw their leg over the boards. What can you accomplish? And I hope his confidence is sky high. I hope he knows what his job is and what his role is. And I hope he gets out of the chute and comes out of the gates really hot and makes a big impact for this team early. I think the crowd and the fans could really rally around him if he's able to do that.
Rosie's top 5 most intriguing Maple Leafs heading into 2025-26, Cowan, Matthews, Domi, Machelli, and Scott Lawton. I like the differentiation between some of our names, your names, and my names. So I'm going to go 5 down to 1. Number 5, a name you included later on your list, Matias Machelli. Coming off a bad year, 2 years back. I think everybody's going to talk about that in training camp. He was really good. Can he get back to that level? I'm sorry to break it to him. This is not Utah. This is not Arizona. It's Toronto. And I think this is a really difficult spot to come into. You're in the top 6 with the Toronto Maple Leafs now. Like, shit's going to get real really, really quickly for Matias Machelli. Can he rise up is the big question to me. Can he be that guy that they took a flyer on in that trade and elevates and is in the top 6 and is a consistent top 6 producer? So I got Machelli at number 5. Number 4, I got contract year of Bob McMahon. Okay, last year in the second half and the year before, this guy was lights out. He would go on these streaks where it's like 11 goals in like 7 games. And then I don't know what happened in, say, the last 15 regular season games into the playoffs, but this guy got zapped of his confidence, had nothing left, and wasn't really making a difference. He just sort of went into the night quietly. I know he made that play to Pacioretty, I think it was in game 6, but you need that offense from a Bob McMahon. I think the motivation is going to be there from him being in a UFA year and just needs to capitalize on that position in the lineup, where I know a lot of people are earmarking him for the third line. I wouldn't be shocked if they pair a McMahon with a Tavares and a Nylander again. That combo had some pretty damn good chemistry last year. So I got Bob McMahon at number 4. I got Matthew Knies at number 3. The new contract, I don't think it'll phase this kid, but we've seen so many examples in this league where guys will sign contracts and it feels like every game there's just this added weight to the player when they get on the ice and they're like, shit, I got to play like a guy who's making close to $8 million per season. Go out there and do your thing if you're Matthew Knies. And I wonder about his ceiling. Like, we felt like he was scratching the surface last year, and sometimes you got to pay for projection. I think the Leafs did a bit with this contract. What does that ceiling look like? There's no Marner now anymore. He's the number 2 in that line with Matthews. Can he elevate? Number 2, I think ultimately the crease is so important, Rosie. You need your crease to make saves. Anthony Stolarz. So it's back-to-back years, really, really good years, right? He was the backup to Sergei Bobrovsky. Now I would argue he's the number 1 to Joseph Woll. He had a Vezina caliber season last year. I know the sample size significantly smaller. What was it, 36, 38 appearances for Anthony Stolarz. Unfortunately, he got hurt. But can he be that Stolarz? Or is he more of the guy we saw, say, 3 or 4 years ago? Maybe somewhere in between. But I think he intrigues the hell out of me because he's another guy entering a contract year. And number 1, it has to be Austin Matthews for a multitude of reasons. Like, this guy's coming off a down year. What do you have, like 37 goals last year? To everything you just said, he couldn't even shoot the puck and he still scored. And now Robin's gone. Like, what's the pride looking like now that you lost your go-to guy in Mitch Marner? Can you be a Hart Trophy candidate again if you're Austin Matthews? Can you be that guy who grabs a team by the balls and says, we're winning this hockey game? And to me, I think the most questions lie for those reasons and many more with Austin Matthews, what type of year he has after what he put forth last year, Rosie. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.